All right. All right. Testing. 1, 2.
I'm here. Yep.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, so I had to stop the stream on YouTube again. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was working fine a few weeks ago on.
Well, I don't even think you should really be saying that. We should just start over and pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah, well, I can't because I'm angry. But yeah, it's whatever. Anyways, take 2. So yeah, this is the experience. You know me, I'm Drew, and with me here as always is Mr. Justin. But so unfortunately had to stop the stream on YouTube because of technical issues, but we're gonna still record anyway. So I'm recording on Spreaker Studio, and we're still on Discord. But we were talking about Raw, and before everything went haywire, Justin brought up the Maxine and Becky Lynch match.
Yes.
And the end of the match being that Maxine won, albeit count out, but I say that in the nicest way possible. It is interesting that they're doing something with Maxine, and it also goes to show you the kind of professional that Becky is. That Becky is willing to put over young talent, or not even necessarily young talent, but just talent in general. She is someone who is very much about, the women means everything to this company. It means everything to me.
I will say this, and sorry to interrupt you, but Becky has had a hell of a 2025. I mean, she's not like EO level or even real level. It's like, women's wrestler of the year, man. But like, man, I think she's solidified top 5 for sure.
Yeah, you can make a case for that. She's had a pretty interesting year. At the end of the day, like, people can say whatever they want about Becky, but Becky's a professional, and I said that about Becky too. I mean, granted, a lot of the stuff she's been doing lately. Well, actually, the stuff she's been doing lately has been pretty good. I can't front about that. I gotta be 100 about it. But yeah, a lot of the stuff she's been doing has been great. Her and Seth wasn't feeling it at first, but now it works because obviously they're a married couple, so they're gonna work well with each other, and really helping Seth with his heel character. It's kind of keeping them, I guess, grounded in some ways. And also the WrestlePalooza match with AJ Lee and Punk. AJ put on her Instagram, thank you to Colby and Rebecca, for being professionals, because you definitely did see the rust on AJ in that match. It comes with the territory. We figured there was going to be rust. So we can give her a pass on that. But, Becky, like $1 million, and, I appreciated in that match that, Punk and Seth allowed, both women to finish the match and to have the spotlight on them. And Becky actually, she allowed AJ to tap her out. So that was, that was good for her. But also coming back to this match, what's up, Etheralix? If I'm saying your name wrong, please forgive me. But no, I've seen you on Twitter, dude. Dude. But going back to the thing with Maxine, it's interesting because this, on paper, this could have just easily just been a one and done where Becky beats her and she just moves on to, whatever. But no, it kind of seems like Becky is willing to put in the work to help Maxine look like something. So I find that interesting because the women's division is huge. Like, it's very broad. And, we can't just keep featuring the same, every single week. We need more talent. We need more future stars. And, who knows, Maxine could... I can't foresee her being a future star, so to speak, but she can be a good hand. That's probably...
Well, I think she has a lot to improve on in the ring, obviously, right? But As I stated even last year, I mentioned this. She has a lot of she has a lot of facials. I think she has that down. She can, have emotion on her face and make it look believable. The only thing that she needs to do is, get better on the microphone, right? And better in the ring. But I think she has one of the most major parts down is the emotion, right? So, but she had a good match of her career with Becky Lynch, and the fans were very much so behind her. So, it's kind of like what they did with Harley Cameron in AEW, when they kind of made her out to be the underdog, babyface or whatnot, and have her go up against Mercedes, but she lost against Mercedes, obviously, and that's another thing. I don't want to get into AEW right now, but here with Maxine, they're kind of doing a similar type of story with Maxine. So hopefully they continue to build up Maxine, and hopefully she'll be able to continue improving. So
yeah. Let's see what else. Was there anything else on Raw that was of note?
Well, I mean, we already talked about like the Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. But what about Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins backstage segment?
I did see that. It's weird because I saw Raw in spurts. I didn't actually watch the show in its entirety. I did see that where Seth is questioning himself as to if he can beat Cody, and Paul pretty much tells him, like, are you really the guy that I chose Roman Reigns over, or not? So it definitely does set up this Saturday and makes things a little bit more interesting. And I kind of have a feeling what's going to happen this Saturday, but I'll obviously save that for our predictions. I'm pretty sure I have a feeling you might be thinking the same thing as me, but I'm digging it. Raw is starting to kind of get back to being it is starting to be the better of the shows. Well, not as good as NXT, but it's obviously better than SmackDown. SmackDown does need a lot of work. It really does need a lot of work.
What do you think the main reason why you think Raw is improving?
I just hear human stories, and also the wrestling's a lot better. The women's. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't
know about the wrestling part of it. I mean, because I think the wrestling has been. I mean, despite like with everything, the wrestling's been good in WWE this year. I think the wrestling's been good. I don't think there's been like bad wrestling, but to your point, it's the stories. They're telling stories on Raw. They're not telling stories on SmackDown. That's the major difference.
No, and also on Raw you have the stuff going on with Rhea, Io, and Asuka. And that's a human story because Io for the longest time didn't want to go against her friends because she saw them as family. Like, they're my family. I can't go against my family. And then you got Kari there who's like the mediator, but she's afraid of Asuka. She doesn't want to make Asuka bad. And I mean that's kind of become a comedy bit, almost like a funny but it shouldn't be funny bit where Asuka yells for Kari, like, Kari! And then eventually Asuka turned on Io, and then Kari turned on Io, but Kari doesn't want to. Kari's like, just, she's telling Io, just tell Asuka you're sorry, and just so we can be a family again. And then there was that bit where I thought it was going to be corny. It wasn't, where she actually gives her a photo of them like actually together, and I'm like, that's right. That's nice. That's nice. And it also gets to show Asuka in a bigger spotlight again. I think Asuka works better as a heel. Io is way too over to be a heel. Her acting needs some work, though. I will admit that Io's acting is not very good. And it's just Rhea. She's still over like Rover. Maurice said the Jays beat the Yankees. Yeah, good for you, Maurice. But I don't know. How do you feel about the stuff with Rhea and Io and Asuka?
Again, another part of Raw right now that I'm really into. I'm wondering if this is going to end up making Kyrie a breakout single star in 2026. Whenever she, because eventually she's going to end up turning on Asuka. I wonder if this is to help to get Kyrie over too. So if so, I'm all for it.
Yeah, the more the merrier. I did see a report that WWE they're around their creative for SmackDown to really improve the show. Road Dogg is still head of creative.
Well, I didn't see anything for like SmackDown in general. I just read a report saying that WWE is looking to improve storylines in general.
Yes,
they didn't specify Raw or SmackDown, but Raw is definitely improved over the last 4 to 5 weeks.
I do hope SmackDown improves because the talent's there. It just feels very bland. You know what I mean? Because I'm glad Jacob Fatu's back and he's feuding with Drew, but we'll see how that goes. Julia has been the United States champion for 100 days, but it doesn't really feel like anything.
How many title defenses has she had since she's won the title?
I think one. If I had to guess, one.
Right.
They put her with Kiana James. Yay. You notice how Cody is spending more time on Raw than SmackDown? But I don't know. We'll see. I can't really think of anything else of note that happened on Raw. The stuff with Dom and Rusev is cool. I'm glad to see Rusev is being treated like a big deal.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we talked about the promo, the CM Punk, LA Knight, and Usos.
No, we did.
We kind of did, but not really. It was more of like, I don't think we really talked about it, but that's fine. We can not really get into that then.
Right, but yeah, the whole gist of that promo was setting up a future. I guess whoever is going to face Seth for the world title, but I'm assuming LA Knight's going to get a title shot because Punk. I think they're going to hold off on that until like a Rumble or maybe Mania, but we'll see. But that was Raw. Let's look at. So NXT was last night. NXT had their big show, which was a SHOWDOWN, which was NXT and TNA. Originally it was called Invasion, kind of like the Invasion pay-per-view from 2001. But for political reasons, they changed it to SHOWDOWN, which, cool. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But, NXT versus TNA Talents. It was a big show that they announced at No Mercy. There you go. And, so the show began with the Hardys, who are the TNA Tag Team Champion, versus Dark State. It was a nice way to open the show. The Hardys are still, they're not the Hardys of old. They're just old. But they could still go out there and have a decent wrestling match. It was kind of weird that they were wearing all white. That just kind of threw me off. But the match began with all of Dark State in beating up the Hardys, but the Hardys were still able to fight them off. Miraculous. With the power of Woken or Broken. But it ended up being Osiris Griffin and Lennox to wrestle the Hardys. The other two, not Osiris Griffin, Sugars and the white guy. What's his name?
I'm sorry, I was messaging. I'm sorry, I was messaging someone. Did you ask me something?
No, is that who's the white guy in Dark State? James.
I don't know how. Did you look it up?
I don't know. He's the guy that says sus things.
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name either. I'm like, did you look it up or try to look it up at least?
Nah, that's not important. But anyways, it ended up being those two, and the other two were sent to the back. I think they were banned. That's what I heard, is that Ava was like they're banned from the whatever. But oh, and your camera went off. But anyways, yeah, the match was what it was. Wasn't great, but wasn't terrible. It was a decent match. Again, the crowd was just happy to see the Hardys. You know, the Hardys are always going to be over anywhere they go. There were some botches, as you would expect. Osiris Griffin goes for what looks like a elevated leg drop, but he kind of grazes the top of Jeff's head. And then there was another bit where Osiris has Matt Hardy on top of his arms, and it looks like Lennox is about to do a doomsday drop. And I guess he couldn't carry all of Matt, and Matt kind of slides down. But the match ends with Matt doing a twist of fate on Lennox, and then Jeff does the Swanton Bomb. Boom, 1, 2, 3. And the Hardys are now dual champions. They're the TNA Tag Team Champions, and they're also the NXT Tag Team Champions. So for first time for them, another notch in their belt, and it sets up this weekend for Bound for Glory. So how'd you feel about that?
I mean, it's fucking Hardy Boys. I mean, I don't really have any issues with it. I mean, they are now officially a Triple Crown Tag Team Champions because they won the obviously won the Raw and SmackDown titles, and now they won the NXT titles. There's only been I believe 4 teams that have been Triple Crown champions in WWE, which is not a lot because obviously because NXT has only been around for 10 years. Or whatever, or 10, 15 years, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be, another thing too, they're going to possibly coming to San Antonio, not this weekend, but next weekend with both NXT Tag Team titles and the TNA World Tag Team titles. So, I mean, for sure, they're going to tell them with the TNA, for sure, because the Dudleys ain't going to fucking win those titles. So, yeah. But, yeah, head for the Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah, next week is Big Texas Comic Con, so they'll be here. So I'm gonna go on Friday. All right. The next match is you had the TNA versus NXT Women's Survivor Series style match. For TNA, you had Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, who were formerly known the Iconics, but they're the Inspiration. They can't use their TNA theme because of Harley Cameron, and she's in AEW. Kalani Jordan.
Wait. Say that again?
So, I don't know if they have it anymore, but in TNA as the Inspiration, Harley Cameron sings their theme or sang their theme.
Okay.
But Harley Cameron's in AEW. This was on WWE programming. So, I'm assuming there was a thing where they just didn't want Harley Cameron's song on a WWE show.
I don't think it's that deep at all. I just think that anytime when a former NXT star comes to NXT and wrestles, they'll just use their former NXT theme.
Well, I mean, Ali came out to a mix of his old WWE theme and also his TNA theme. So again, maybe I'm reaching. I probably am, but I don't know. That's just
I don't really think that's. To me, I don't really think that's the case. Didn't really see it like that at all. So, all
right.
Because if that's the case, obviously TNA and AEW, they supposedly have bad blood. If the blood was that bad, why would they still let Harley Cameron's theme song of the Inspiration be used on TNA TV?
Well, because it's not on WWE TV. But I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is that TNA and AEW, they have bad blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have bad blood. So the blood was so bad, why would they still have it? Why would they still have their theme? Period. You know what I mean? I just think that in this circumstance, since it was on WWE TV, that they were using their old NXT theme song. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Regardless, though, at the end of the day, it's not that important to begin with.
No, I'm not saying it is. I just kind of, again, I was reaching probably. Kalani Jordan, who's the TNA Knockouts champion, and Mary Sade, the former Jakara Jackson. So, team
Mary or Mara?
Mara Sade. I actually didn't know who the fuck she was until I realized, oh wait, that is Jakara Jackson.
Yeah, it's Jakara Jackson. Yeah, she cut her hair, give herself a little blonde hair now. So yeah,
but
awesome shape, by the way, she's in. So
yeah, but Team TNA's women's division mainly consists of former WWE talent. So I don't know, but that's everywhere.
So let me start with this shit because this happened last week and I wasn't here, whatever. So Kalani Jordan, she won the TNA Knockouts Championship, and there's stuff going on with Masha Slamovich, and also as well Ash by Elegance, the former Dana Brooke. She had a disclose. She wasn't medically cleared, so I hope she's fine. Because I don't think we've heard anything about her, whatever her condition is. I hope she's okay. It really does, because I think she improved a lot, and she won her first singles world championship, and she had to relinquish it not too long after. So Kalani Jordan wins. Fine, I get it. I understand it. They're probably gonna have Kalani drop it at Bound for Glory, whatever, right? Why is Kalani Jordan on Team TNA? Why is she accepting to be on Team TNA?
Good question. I mean, also, I think it really goes to show you how weak that Knockouts division is.
That's. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about how weak or not weak the Knockouts division is. You could have put fucking. You could have put fucking Andy Hartwell in this shit.
Right.
Well, I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, I think the teams, even the men's teams, they were kind of like one there that I was like, I don't know if I would have put those people in there, but
but at least it was Team TNA versus Team NXT.
True. But yeah, the women's one was just really kind of ass backwards, and all in all, I'm just going to say this, the match was bad. It was not a very good match. Let me finish out NXT's real quick. JC Jane, Soruka, Lola Vice, and Jada Parker. But, alright, so yeah, the match was not good. It was not a very good match. I don't even think the fans were that into it because they started randomly doing the wave. And usually when fans start chanting for things other than the match, then that means they're not interested. And this match was not good. Jakara, or Mara, whatever you want to call her, she does a fucking moonsault and misses the moonsault by like a fucking mile.
Well, hold on. That's not her fault. Her opponent was out of position.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
That's not her fault.
Okay.
So I know there's people like, this is why she got released. Well, if you see what she did on fucking TNA, when she does the moonsault with the fucking Hardy Boys, the guy is in the middle of the fucking ring. Wherever she's moonsaulting on. So now again, I will say probably like 80% is not her fault, 20% is her fault. She probably should have made sure her opponent was in position before going up to the top rope. So, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, again, not a very good match. Jordan Grace was a special referee, and she's, again, I don't know if maybe that was her first time refereeing, but she wasn't very good, personally. And then in the end, of course, NXT won. JC Jane did the heel thing where Soruka goes for her Soul Snatcher, and then JC tags herself in and pins Kalani. So this was no bueno. This match, personally, and kind of like how you said, Kalani, who's an NXT wrestler and she just won the Knockouts title. Why she team NXT, or not NXT, team
why she
TNA?
all pro TNA all of a sudden? Like,
yeah, and it's just like
like the logic gap is so stupid, stupid.
Yeah, the week prior, like, she's leading an invasion, quote unquote, to her job that she works at.
It's retarded.
Oh man, it was not a good match to me. I don't know how you felt. Did you think it was not good?
I wouldn't say. I'll be honest, man. I thought this was better than the opener. So I didn't say the opener was bad. I thought the opener was good. I thought this match was good as well for what it was. So,
all right. Speaking of something that's the opposite, you have Mustafa Ali versus Ethan Page for the Men's North American Championship. Last week, Ethan Page is currently in a program with El Hijo del Wagner. Or am I saying it right?
El Hijo Dr. Wagner.
Okay. So he was calling him out, and then they did a swerve where somebody shows up, you just see their feet, and it ends up being Ali. Ali comes out, and here's what I loved, is they kept continuity, where Ali brought up the fact that he was supposed to wrestle for the North American Championship on a pay-per-view, which was actually No Mercy, a year ago. And then that's when he got released. He was supposed to wrestle Dom, but he ended up getting replaced by Dragon Lee. I believe Dragon Lee is the one that ended up beating him. But so he brought that up. He's like, I was supposed to get my title shot and I got fired, so I still deserve a title shot. So I like the fact that
which makes 100,000,000%. I love. I was gonna be mad if they didn't bring that up.
I'm happy they brought that up because it made the match mean something. It made Lee mean something. It made Ethan Page mean something. So that's what I was loving heading into this match. And holy fucking shit, this match was amazing. I love this match. I was enjoying it from top to bottom. You already know how I feel about Ethan. I think Ethan is one of the better workers on the show. If not, you can make a case saying that he is the better worker on the show. And he doesn't do anything that's overly so to speak. He's kind of like, in a way, he's kind of like Sami Zayn, where he doesn't do anything overly fantastic, but he makes people around him look fantastic. So he just does simple things and they work. And Ali is, him and Frazier are kind of the same, even though Ali's a little bit more jacked and more buffer, but it doesn't slow him down. His stuff looks legit. Matter of fact, in some ways, his stuff kind of looks like it hurts. It looks like it hurts the other guy. And these two just, it wasn't a clash of styles. These two had great chemistry in the ring, to where for a second, you felt like the match could have gone either way. You felt like Ali could have honestly won the North American title, even though he wasn't going to, but you felt that way. And that's the best kind of wrestling, is where, you know, when it ends, you're like, you got me. You wrestled me. And this kind of felt like almost like a black and gold era match. Like a match that could have belonged back then, or like a 2000s, like mid to late 2000s Ring of Honor match. And it didn't go too long. It wasn't too over the top. And anytime there's a false finish, I'm like, you know? And that ending where fucking Ali does that dive, holy shit. Like, that's probably one of the better dives I've seen in a match in a really long time. And that finish where, you know, Ali, he's trying to get back in the ring, but he has, you know, Booker T, like the cord for Booker T's headset tied to his foot. I thought that was very creative. At first, I'm like, is that hokey? I'm like, no, actually, that's not hokey. That's creative. That's really creative. And in the end, Ethan Page ends up getting the win. But Ali has nothing to be shameful about. Like, that was an amazing match. And definitely, that's on my list of Match of the Year candidates. Just my list, personal taste.
Okay.
yeah, I loved it. I can't say enough good things about this match. I loved it, and I want to watch it again. Like that's how badly I want to see it. What do you think about the match?
Thought it was a really, really good match. I wouldn't go as far as say it was a match of the year candidate, but it was really good. Great. Like they didn't to what you were saying. They didn't do anything that was over the top or anything like that. It felt so simple. Ali shows and proves why he is as good as he says he is, right? And he said, WWE is, make a mistake, let me go. And, you can kind of see that from there. But even with this, too, as well, I don't think that Ali... I think Ali's ceiling is, TNA champion, but, in NXT, maybe, North American champion. I think he's fine where he's at. He can still be on NXT and feel special, too. And still feel, very, very... high on the card because of what he does in the ring and his presentation in another company. So, but Ethan Page, man, even 2-3 years ago, when he was in AEW, and when we bring him up, and I'll be like, oh, Drew, I say Ethan Page is pretty good, and you were kind of like, I don't know, I don't really see it. Then until he got to NXT, you were kind of like, oh, okay, all right, well, now I kind of see, what you were saying about him, but yeah, no, Ethan Page, he's been great, man, and he's been, he's got even better since he's came over to, WWE NXT. I just want to, see where this goes from here with the North American title, and also I want to see what he does when he gets up to the main roster. I think he'll be perfect in a group in some fashion. Not saying that he needs to join Seth's group or anything like that. They need to join the Vision, but if they start to do a new group on the main roster, by the time he gets called up, I think he'll be perfect for a group, like a young group with a young group of heels on whoever they may be. But yeah, it's very, 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 very good match of the night for sure. Very, very good match. Liked it a lot.
On the main roster, he'd be a great heel for any babyface.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as whether it's mid card or main event, he'd go for Cody. He'd be a good heel for LA Knight. Who's another good heel? I mean, he'd be good for Penta. Those would be interesting matches or interesting feuds because
he'll be good for. Not to the level of he may beat him, but he'll be him and Punk in the ring together.
Ooh.
As far as them going back and forth on the mic, that'd be tremendous.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, most definitely. I don't want to say money because I think I overuse the word money when I talk about people, but he's someone that could be a very big player, on the main roster wherever he goes because. Like The Miz, I've always been someone who's very complimentary of The Miz, but I think Ethan Page is maybe a little bit more believable than The Miz. Because with The Miz, I still get a little bit of that, Hollywood reality star vibe with him, whereas Ethan Page, I believe him more as a wrestler. Just my opinion. But yeah, great match. Also, Matt Cardona, heel sling next week against Josh Briggs. So, that's a little tit for tat. But the main event was the men's side. The men of NXT and the men of TNA. On NXT, you have the new NXT men's champion, Ricky Starks, along with the TNA world champion, Trick Williams. You also have Miles Bourne and Jones. For the men's TNA side, you have Mike Santana, Moose, Frankie Kazarian, and Leon Slater. It made more sense than the women's, but I guess from a storyline thing of why would Ricky trust Trick when he knows Trick is gonna fuck him over, and he actually did fuck him over. But I don't know, storyline wise, wouldn't it have made more sense to have Oba, Osborne, and to have Ethan Page in the match on Team NXT and then have Trick on Team TNA. I don't know. That's just me.
No, because that'll be really fucking stupid.
Okay.
Why would you have Trick on? So, what's the storyline of this whole? Why did the storyline of this NXT Showdown start to begin with anyway?
It was NXT winning all their titles.
Right. So why would they want to? Well, they did it except fucking Kalani Jordan, which I called out was fucking stupid. But in theory, why would TNA want to do with any NXT talent?
Yeah, you're right. We have talked about this.
That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this show. It's like, hey, NXT, we want our fucking titles back. That's why Kalani Jordan being on Team NXT is fucking retarded. It's stupid.
Well, now they have their titles. They have the tag titles. But no. I agree with you. But I don't know. Just I would have preferred Oba on the team over Miles Bourne. But nothing against Miles Bourne. But they want to make him into a thing.
Yeah. But then at that point, that means that Team XC has to win.
True. Okay. No. I see your point now. It makes a lot more sense. But anywho, let's see. Let me pull up the eliminations. I have them right here.
Yep.
God damn it. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Let's see. So Kazarian was on the team. He eliminated Miles Bourne first, which I was a little surprised by. But, again, you want to make this more even-keeled. Slater ended up eliminating Evans. They'll be wrestling this weekend. Saints eliminated Kazarian. Saints eliminated Slater. So... and down to Saints and Trick versus Santana and Moose, but Trick pretty much screwing over his team and leaving Saints high and dry. I was kind of thinking, let me run this by you because somebody on Twitter pointed it out, and I'm forgetting who it was. If you're listening, forgive me. But the end of the match was Santana pinning Saints, which, right, if we're talking about stupid ideas, that's kind of a stupid idea because he just won the TNA, not the TNA title, the NXT title. Wouldn't it have made more sense, especially heading into this weekend? Wouldn't it have made more sense if Santana pinned Trick to make the match mean something?
I don't think it matters at the end of the day because Trick ran out. He left.
No.
He's avoiding.
No, but okay. Here's kind of what I was kind of proposing is that I was kind of thinking, like, let's say Ricky somehow was able to pin Moose, or there was like Trick was going to do the thing of like he leaves and then he comes back at the most convenient time, and then Saints just says, you know what, fuck you, I'm not helping you. Walk down on me. I'm gonna walk out on you. And then Santana ends up pinning Trick to make their match mean something.
Well, I mean, you still got TNA, you still got Impact coming up on tomorrow, but I think it's fine the way they did it today because I think they had Ricky in there. He was kicking out. So even though he did get pinned, it didn't really hurt him at the end of the day because it was a 2-on-1 attack. So... And you have a story there between Ricky and Trick Williams for the NXT title. Once Trick loses the title to Santana this weekend, I think the next feud is going to be Trick versus Ricky for the NXT title, based off what happened here. So, I think they're trying to. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to intertwine and tell stories for both Impact and fucking NXT for going forward. So I'm fine with it. It wasn't like. I was like, oh man, like, it should have been Trick here in this situation. I thought it was fine for what it was.
Okay. Match actually was pretty entertaining. You got to see everyone interact with each other. You got to see Slater and Evans interact and set up their match for this weekend. Trick Williams even made jerseys for his team. So. But, the match ends with Mike Santana pitting Ricky Saints, and so after Showdown, it was 2-2, so it wasn't very one. On the show, TNA got some big.
I mean, I don't think anyone's expected to be. I don't think anyone's expected one side or another side to win. I totally expected it to be 2-2.
Well, right, but the point I'm making is that it's been very one-sided recently. So, you have TNA, win in an NXT or in a WWE arena, so to speak. But
yeah, I mean, they have to get something. They can't just fucking lose all the fucking time. They got to get something. And putting over your men's division in the main event on an NXT branded special show, I think that's what this relationship's about. It can't be one side all the time, and I'm glad that TNA won and went on top. It doesn't hurt no one. It only helps TNA at the end of the day. You know what's funny? TNA, they got Bound for Glory coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna sell 3,000 tickets to their show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what AEW did this past week at Daly's Place in Jacksonville for it wasn't the 6th anniversary show. Was it the 6th anniversary show this past week?
I believe it was.
No, Title Tuesday. No, it was last week. Title Tuesday. Guess what they did for Title Tuesday yesterday?
I'm going to say it's less than 3,000.
If you had to make a number, guess the number.
Okay. Hot or cold?
I'll just say it. They did 2,500. 2,500 for their Daly's Place show. You know what they did for I forget which pay-per-view it was, but it was during the pandemic. I didn't know if it was Double or Nothing or whatever. You know what they did in 2021 during the pandemic at Daly's Place? I believe it was for Double or Nothing or Revolution. You know what they did in 2021 as far as audience?
It definitely was a lot more than that. I remember that.
Absolutely, it was. It was 5,000 people. So you mean to tell me that AEW in 2021 had double the audience that they did in 2025, and in 2021 we were in the middle of a fucking pandemic? That's an issue. I didn't want to bring up AEW, but going back into TNA, they're doing 3,000 this weekend for at least 3,000 this weekend for Bound for Glory. So.
Yeah, that's TNA for you. Or not TNA, AEW.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really more about TNA, but I went on a tangent with AEW, so it wasn't. It's not really meant to like slander or put down AEW or anything. It's just where they're at right now. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate.
Their fucking debut show on Dynamite in 2019. They were able to almost fill up a basketball arena, and years later, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just gonna say TNA this weekend. Though I hope that they, I really hope that they continue to build what they got. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously happy for TNA. It's a lot, and it sounds like I'm being a dick, but it's just like I root for AEW to do better again.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to bring up AEW. I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm really trying to focus on TNA. So again, with because Bound for Glory it should be a pretty good show, so they should really get fanfare. And but I really hope that I really hope TNA continues their momentum.
Yeah, me too, of course. But that was Showdown. Really good show, aside from a few hiccups, but overall, really good show. All right, so we got Crown Jewel, which is going to be this Saturday. Is it Saturday? Okay,
yep, 7 a.m. in the morning here in San Antonio, Texas. 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Cranky, mate. Friday on SmackDown. If you live overseas, you'll be able to catch it live, or if you have a VPN like moi, which I'm not going to watch that shit at 7 in the morning, but if you have a VPN and you live in the States, you can just switch it over to UK or Australia.
I usually wake up around 7:30 anyway, so I'll pop it on. I'll probably miss like the first hour or so.
But you can do that, or you can just wait for it to come out at 7 p.m., usually on USA Network, but it'll be heavily edited. But yeah, Crown Jewel will be this Saturday at 7 in the morning. Kind of like Elimination Chamber from last year, where it was in Australia and it was at 7 in the morning. So I actually did wake up early to watch that, but I regret it. But Crown Jewel in Perth, Western Australia, in the RAC Arena. And there's 5 matches, which is the huge. So you have Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. Fun one, but I'm assuming Roman takes the win.
It should be Bronson Reed winning this match. It should be. I would love for it to be Bronson Reed to win this match, because at the end of the day, if Roman loses, does it hurt him? No. You can't. Like, you got to give Bronson Reed something too as well, because obviously the focus is going to be on Braun Breaker. You got to give Bronson something too. Yeah, I mean, it's not just you got to build both these guys up. But I think it's got to be Roman Reigns winning. Then they're probably going to have the match with Braun Breaker, and Braun Breaker is going to win, which is fine. But how come Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed both can't get a win over Roman Reigns?
Yeah, and also
it doesn't have to be clean, you know.
Right, and also it's a gimmick. Like, Roman is at this point where it's just like he can lose and then go away for 6 months and come back and it'll still be over. Like, he's finally getting the reaction they've been dying to give him, in the 5 years they were pushing him. But yeah, if Roman loses, is it gonna hurt him? No. Like, a lot of these top guys just need to start taking losses, and fine. Like, Gunther was taking losses and he's still fine. Cody can take a loss and he'll be fine. But yeah, like, I think Bronson could use this win a lot more, and also it's in Australia, so why the fuck not? Tag team match: Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. I'm gonna say Kabuki Warriors by Dash.
I got the heels as well in this match. I think they need to continue to build them up. Yeah, and they'll probably give him another match. Yeah, but I got the Kabuki Warriors. I agree.
All right. John Cena versus AJ Styles. This match was made over social media after John Cena put it on his Twitter and his Instagram, and then AJ Styles retweeted it, and then Triple H was like, "Oh, you won it, you got it." So it's gonna happen. We get to see John Cena versus AJ Styles. After this, it'll be 4 more dates for Cena, but should be fun. I don't think we're expecting anything a la, SummerSlam 2016 or Royal Rumble 2017, but still, I mean, AJ is still AJ. He can still go, and he's still a physical freak. And Cena's getting ready to walk away pretty soon. So, but obviously, I'm going to say Cena.
I got Cena, but the crowd is really going to make this match.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, Stephanie Vacour, or actually, let me backtrack a little bit. WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship. You have Stephanie Vacour, who's the Raw Women's Champion, or the Women's World Champion, versus Tiffany Stratton, who's the WWE Women's Champion on SmackDown. I think this is going to be the best match that Tiffany has had in a while. It might be her best match ever. Partially because of Stephanie.
Ever will be a stretch, because that's some damn good NXT ones. So
true. I'll stick with it. Might be one of the better matches she's had, but
yeah, sure.
I want to say Stephanie because I was wrong about Stephanie in a sense where I didn't think it'd be a good idea to give her too much too soon, but she's shown that she's ready for the spotlight. She's done a really good job so far.
What's she done?
I mean, I said they put her in the spotlight. I didn't think I didn't think it was wise to give her the spotlight that quick, but it's shown that she's ready for the spotlight. For like her attitude, like she has the attitude for the spotlight. But
well, yeah, of course. But what she's done as champion so far, though,
nothing.
Yeah, so I don't really understand your take on that she's done a good job so far. I mean, now this match will definitely assist that. This will be her first major match as champion, but I mean, they haven't really gave her much of anything so far. So
she literally won the title I think 2 weeks ago, and then she cut a promo, and then that's when they set up this match. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like with Stephanie.
I mean, it's kind of like with AEW when they threw Hangman Page out there with fucking Lee Moriarty. So,
also with Stephanie, it's weird because like this whole year, she's been a champion. She won the North American title in the beginning of the year,
right? And
then the NXT Women's title, and then she came to the main roster, and like in a few months, she was already the world champion. She debuted around this time last year on NXT. So I don't know. The point I'm really trying to make is that they gave her a lot too soon, but she's shown that she's ready for the spotlight. That's really the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I got you.
She's confident enough to be in this spotlight, But and then Tiffany. Granted, it's SmackDown. The SmackDown Women's Division is not that great. And by not that great, it's literally just her having matches with Nia and Jade. I don't know, but I don't know. This is one of those things of like I would say Stephanie, but Tiffany has been in this spotlight for a while, so I don't know. I'd be intrigued to know who's going to win this, but if I had to pick anyone, I'm going to say Stephanie.
I got Tiffany winning.
Okay. All right, and then the men's Crown Jewel Championship, you have Codes, who's the WWE Champion for SmackDown, and Seth freaking Rollins, who's the Raw World's Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to say Seth, but by nefarious means, and by nefarious means, I think Brock's coming out to cost him the match, or to cost Cody the match.
Yeah, that can happen, and obviously, that could lead up to War Games too. So that's definitely something. But I do got Seth winning, as well, and that's the main reason why I picked Tiffany, because you gotta have one Raw and one SmackDown person win. That's generally how WWE does things. So
yeah, true. Yeah, but that's it. Do you think this is kind of leading to Seth maybe being ousted out of his own group because of Paul Heyman?
No. Okay. Not immediately. Eventually, but not now. No. So
how does... I mean, I know I just talked about the match, but like with a possible Brock, interference, how it plays into Seth's group and, Paul Heyman and Seth himself?
We're gonna have a War Games. Okay. They're going to be included in War Games. So you got Seth, you got Bronson Reed, you got Braun Breaker, and you got Brock Lesnar. And it may be possibly, this is just a possibility of Cody, CM Punk, maybe John Cena, and maybe a LA Knight.
That makes sense.
Or Roman, or somebody else to mix in there. Yeah,
that makes sense. All right, with that. All right. Do you want to do Bound for Glory predictions real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Bound for Glory is this Saturday in Lowell, Massachusetts, at the Tsonga Center or Tazonga Center. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And there's more matches on here, so there's 9 matches. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans for the TNA X Division Championship. I'm gonna go with Leon Slater.
Yeah, Leon Slater. This could be obviously a show stealer. I mean, like this is like a Best of the Super Juniors type of match, and New Japan. This is gonna be like a Cruiserweight Classic type match in NXT WWE, This is going to be your AEW showcase type match. So I'm really interested and forward to see what these guys do in this match.
Oh yeah, this is going to be everyone's favorite match of the weekend. But I like Leon. He's fun to watch from what I've seen, and I like Javon. So TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. You have the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand. Heather and M by Elegance. Guessing Inspiration wins. Go with them. What do you think?
I think we may hear an update about what's happening with Ash. Okay. And depending on what the news is, I think the Elegance brand may win, possibly. I'm gonna go with that, but either way though, I'm not really like super interested in this match to begin with. So hopefully the women do. Hopefully women do very well in the match though. So I have nothing against that, but just my interest level is not really there.
Yeah, agreed. 20-person intergender Collier shot gauntlet. The winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing. And so far, the only 8 participants announced, I'm assuming about Friday, are Lee Ying Lee, 67, and Mance Warner. So
I don't really can't really go with anything off of that. I'm pretty sure there may be some NXT names in there too as well to kind of mix it up. I don't even know where to go with that. I was going Mance Warner because that's the most prominent name that's there. So
I'll go with Mance Warner too. Tessa Blanchard.
Well, you ain't gotta copy me.
Well, who's gonna be in the fucking match? So I can't really.
I'll go Xia Li then. You'll go Mance Warner. I just want to be different. So
I'll go with. Who am I gonna go with? I'll go with Carlo, or who's the owner of TNA? Carlos Valdez or whatever his name is.
Silva or something like that.
I'll go with Carlos Silva to win. Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. I don't know who Gia Miller is. Who's Gia Miller?
She's a wrestler with TNA.
Okay, I'm guessing Tessa Blanchard is winning. 10-person intergender hardcore war. The System, Moose, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and JDC versus the Order 4, Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steele, Special Agent Zero, Jason Hotch, and John Schuyler. This should either be good schlock or bad schlock. But I'm guessing the System because they really do love the System up there. So I'm going to say the System.
I got Ali's group.
All right. TNA Knockouts World Championship, Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell. I'm going to say Kalani because she just won.
Indy Hartwell?
Okay.
Why would Kalani win?
Because Kalani just won the title.
Okay.
I don't know. They want to make it mean something, I guess. That's just me. One final table for the TNA World Tag Team Championships and the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Hardys versus Team 3D. The Hardys.
Yep. The Hardy Boys.
Them boys. Singles match for the TNA International Championship. Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin. I'll think outside the box. I'm going to go Steve Macklin.
Yeah, I got Macklin too. I think Macklin is a guy who was a former TNA champion and all that, but like they still want to like make him something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And TNA World Championship, Trick Williams versus Mike Santana. I mean, Santana should win. He kind of
TNA has known to fuck up Bound for Glories. They have known to fuck like Joe Hendry. They had the match with I don't know if you remember. it was Bobby Roode versus James Storm, and everyone thought James Storm was going to win.
I remember that.
But they kept on Bobby Roode. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. So, like, Bound for Glories have been very polarizing with booking. It should be Mike Santana. It's supposed to be Mike Santana. I'm gonna say Mike Santana, but if you look at, let's say for example, like last year, fucking Nick Nemeth beat fucking Joe Hendry. Like that was like Joe Hendry's like chance right there, right? You know what I mean? I think the year before, they remember Alex Shelley defeated Josh Alexander. Everyone thought that Josh Alexander was gonna win.
Oy. I remember that. I remember thinking like, oh, this is a pretty decent show, but why is Alex Shelley a world champion of any company?
Well, the same reason why fucking whatchamacallit was champion. Chris Sabin.
Oh yeah, he was the X Division champion, right?
Yeah. It kind of like, do you remember when Johnny Nitro lost to Austin Aries?
I remember that. No, wait, didn't he beat Austin Aries?
No, I'm sorry. No, I said it backwards. Johnny Nitro beat Austin Aries, and Austin Aries just walked out.
I remember that. Oh, the Bobby Roode one. I'm remembering that. I think you said it differently, though. So, Bobby Roode was supposed to win, but then Hulk Hogan, when he was the booker, had said, like on the radio, was like, I don't think he's ready, brother. And so he lost. And then the very next night, or the very next like Impact, James Storm, he beat whoever the TNA champion was.
Regardless, I mean, it was Byru versus James Storm, whoever the fucking won. But the wrong person won. We'll just say that.
True. No. I know what you mean. But yeah, Piper Santana should win. He should win. It's his moment. He has more momentum. But then again, this is TNA we're talking about. You know,
the best Bound for Glory is 2010. Jeff Hardy turning heel, baby.
Oh yeah, 10-10-10. I remember that.
Yeah. that I mean, you know,
that's when he
for
came
the
out.
wrong reasons. For the wrong reasons, I love 2010. So
hey, I'm thoroughly watching TNA during that time from 2005 to 2010 was the most I've watched TNA, like from like the entire show. After that, that's when I fell off. But specifically with like Aces and Eights. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Santana, but it's one of those things of just like, I just don't trust the TNA booking to capitalize on the moment. But
look, at the end of the day, if they ever tell the story what's happening between TNA and NXT, there should be no reason why any TNA champion is not part of the TNA roster.
Yeah, true.
Period.
Very true.
I mean, there should be no reason. So, you think you're going to see any surprises or returns or anything like that, or debuts or anything like that? I can't really think of anybody or anything. So,
I mean, everyone's kind of locked up in another company. But we did have a free agent that was a free agent for a day, and then he decided to sign back with the company. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I can't. No, I'm saying I can't really foresee anyone coming in. I mean, it's Bound for Glory, so why not have some surprises? Maybe AJ comes in for a spot. Maybe Penta can come in for a spot. Penta's open about doing some TNA shows, so why not? But I don't know. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch it, obviously, this weekend. But good show. But let's segue into what I just mentioned. So Santos Escobar, his contract expired with WWE on midnight earlier this week. I can't. I believe it was either Monday or Tuesday. Hold on, let me.
It was Tuesday. He was a free agent Tuesday at midnight, and he resigned today.
Hey. Yeah, Christ, I couldn't get rid of that yawn. But yeah, he resigned officially today after his contract expired. And he also, it's kind of funny because he was putting up emojis on his social media of a sand and hourglass. So it looked like he was about to head out. But I guess that's not the case anymore. WWE was able to offer him a pretty good deal money-wise, and he decided to stay. So, I mean, good for him. I mean, good for Escobar. I like Escobar. I've always liked Escobar. I liked him a little bit more in NXT, but I've been liking this AAA deal because it gives guys like Escobar and the LWO, they get to pretty much be treated like kings, in AAA. So I kind of wish they would do more with Escobar with this deal, but I don't know what's going on with that. But how do you feel about him signing back after his contract expired for a day?
I mean, good for him. I mean, honestly, there was really nowhere for him to go, else to go, legitimately. If he wanted to go to, let's say, CMLL, right? He could have. That could have got him into the door into AEW, but I don't really think he really wanted to really be in AEW. I think he probably just wants straight Mexico if he wanted to do that. Now he can, be in WWE, gets paid more money, but basically now he's getting paid more money just to have a check and not to really be creatively satisfied. I don't think he's going to be creatively satisfied. So this sign doesn't mean shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, true. Speaking of free agents, Scarlett, they're on Chris Van Fleet. And Scarlett explained why she and Cross joining AEW wouldn't be fair to Tony Khan right now. She said, and I quote, if we ever go to AEW, that's going to be where we end up. That's where we are going to be flying the AEW flag. That is going to be our home forever. Whatever our next company is, that's it. We will fight for that company till the end. It wouldn't be fair to Tony for us right now when we're still talking about WWE the way we are. To go over there and be like, oh no, we're just here to go back to WWE. We wouldn't want to do that to him. If we go there, we're like, no, we're going to make this company the absolute best it's ever going to be. And we'll do that whatever we go. Or we'll do that to wherever we go. That's what I meant. But surprised that she brought up AEW because of the whole thing with Don Callis. At
the very beginning, I heard everything else she said with the quote. Who was this that said the quote?
Scarlett.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, she brought up AEW and pretty much says whether we go to AEW or whether we go back to WWE, that's going to be our home forever. And it's not fair to go to AEW right now if all we're doing is just talking about WWE, because we don't want Tony to get the wrong impression about us that we're just using this as a stepping stone. But again, I'm surprised that they're thinking about AEW because of the whole thing with Don Callis, where anyone that knows, or anyone that doesn't know, there was an incident. Again, to be honest, I'm not too sure about the details. I just know there was a thing involving Don Callis and Scarlett when they were in TNA together, and from the way it sounded like he was harassing her, and the whole saying about Scarlet Fever. So again, I don't know if maybe they were able to squash it, but I don't know. I don't know the specific what's really going on, but I love Cross. I love Scarlett. I'm obviously bummed that things panned out the way they did in WWE, but if they go to AEW, good for them. I mean, it's a good paycheck. They can be on television more. You know, Cross can be Cross. He can be Killer Cross. Be more over the top. But how would you feel about Cross and possibly going to AEW?
I don't care where they go. Not because I don't care about them. It's just that they are at this point. I don't see them being utilized in AEW to their full potential. I don't see them being utilized to their full potential in WWE. So I think he's better off in the indies. But in the indies, people forget about you. So it's going to be a struggle all three ways for them. So, but I hope they're happy. I hope they're happy for whatever they do. You know, they deserve better for sure. That's for sure. I know there's going to be a match with Cross and Cardona coming up very soon. So a death match, I believe. So.
Yeah, it's at what is it? House of Glory?
I think it's GCW, or maybe House of Glory. It could have been House of Glory too, possibly.
Because I saw a House of Glory card.
Well, I don't think it matters. It's on the Indies. That's all that matters. So,
but no, because I was looking at it earlier. I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty. Oh, I have her right here. House of Glory with Glory Comes Pride. Yeah, he's wrestling Cardona, but it's going to be a match. The Hardys are wrestling a team called Main Event for the. That's a title versus title match. Leon Slater's wrestling Amazing Red. I haven't heard that name in a while. Indy Hartwell, she's the
he owns House of Glory.
Oh yeah, it's a New York thing. I forgot. And Jason, I know Jason's a part of it. I think he's like the GM or something. And Indy Hartwell is the House of Glory Women's Champion. She's wrestling Zeta Steel. Zilla Fatu is the Crown Jewel Champion. He's wrestling Bear Bronson. And Charles Mason, who's the current heavyweight champion, is wrestling Derice. Deriss.
Derice.
So, there you go. So it'll be this Friday, and it's on Triller TV. So again, it looks like a fun card.
Did they pay us for this advertisement?
I don't know. Maybe, hopefully. But I don't know. Again, anyone that's interested, it's House of Glory is having a show this Friday. So check it out if you're interested. But
are you gonna watch it?
If there's a link, I'll watch it.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't have Triller, so I'm not gonna their app because I'm trying to cut down on apps. But,
yeah, right.
But no. If there's a stream, if someone has a stream for it, I'll give it a watch. Because I don't know. I've seen clips from House of Glory, and it always looks fun. Looks like a fun show. So, all right, but that's
if you watch House of Glory, you may want to mute your stream.
Why?
Because JD is, I think he's like on commentary. I think he's like the play-by-play guy.
Yeah, JD doesn't really bother me anymore.
Oh my goodness.
No, again, I don't hate him. I mean, I'm still not nuts about him, but yeah, no, he doesn't really bother me anymore. I mean, you have his YouTube show on your on your TV in the shop when it plays. So I don't know. Again, he doesn't really bother me that much anymore. But let's see. I mean, that's pretty much it. We covered everything we need to cover. But I will. What I'll do with this episode, I'll put the audio up on YouTube. Since we weren't able to stream, unfortunately. But hopefully we can fix that next week. But for anyone that's interested, I don't know if y'all saw, I activated something on Spreaker called the Supporters Club. So I'm just putting it out there, but it's only $3 a month. So it's essentially like when I had a Patreon where you pay it and then I can put up special features or what have you. But yeah, it's just $3 a month. It's pretty cheap. I made it.
What kind of content are you planning to put on there?
My feet, for one. No, nobody wants to see my feet. Yeah, I guess just maybe pre-show stuff that we don't plan to put on the regular feed. Because there have been times where you and me will just talk off the cuff before and after the show, and it's damn, this is good conversation. We should put it up, just for
What about your movie reviews and stuff like that?
You did bring that up, yeah. So Thinking about doing.
I would definitely do that if I'm just saying. I would definitely do that if I were you.
No, that's definitely a possibility. Like I was thinking about doing movie reviews, maybe some TV reviews. Maybe even do other stuff that's non-wrestling related. Maybe like with the NBA season coming up, we can review some Spurs games. We can do that. I have a friend of mine who's been kind of looking to do a podcast with me about the NBA. I don't know if you'd be interested to join, if that's a possibility.
Dude, I barely have time for myself. I don't even think I have time. This is the only thing I have time for, actually. I would love to do it. I just don't. I want to live my life.
I know. I just wanted to throw it out. I just wanted to kind of throw it your way to see if you.
Maybe like every now and then, but like not,
Well, no. It wouldn't be like an everyday occurrence because that'd be madness. But just like every blue moon, maybe make it like a week, like a show at the end of the week.
No, I can't do that.
Okay, all right. I
would love to, but yeah.
Just like a progress thing of like how they're doing this week. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you, see if you're interested. But yeah, at the Supporters Club, I'll put the link in the chat right after we're finished. But it's just $3 a month. It goes. It'll help us improve some things. Maybe it might help me buy a PC. You never know.
Yeah, that'll help.
It also goes towards the ad exchange program. So the money that we make on here off of ads, that also goes towards that. That extra $3 a month. So that definitely is a big help. But like I said, no pressure, and I'll post in the chat right after we're done. So.
Another thing you can do too, if you want to, you can once you get like up and running, and once you start to get content on there, put on Twitter, like tell people on Twitter about it, and probably like do like clips of the paywall content, and put it like on Instagram and Twitter so people can see it, and be like, oh, the only way you can see it is through what was it called, Spreaker Plus or whatever the hell it's called.
Was it supporters program? I'm forgetting what the fuck it's called. Supporters Club. There you go. Yeah, I will definitely do that. I will definitely get started on that. But yeah, tonight's show. This audio will be, of course, on the podcast platforms where you listen to podcasts like Spotify and iTunes and whatnot. And I'll also put the audio on YouTube just to make up for the OBS problem. But was there anything else you wanted to bring up in particular, or do you just want to call it a night?
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Again, I apologize, people, for the technical difficulties, but we'll try to get everything working next week. But anywho, I just say Twitter. Fuck it, I'm not gonna say X anymore. Twitter, DY Experience. Instagram, TikTok, where, like I mentioned, I do post shorts. I say shorts, whatever. Shorts, clips from each episode. Which, like I mentioned, I've noticed we're getting more views and likes and comments on TikTok. So follow the TikTok page, and also YouTube. YouTube, subscribe. It's free. And also the Supporters Club, like I mentioned, only $3 a month. It's not mandatory. It's just something I thought was kind of cool to try out. So, and then shout out to everybody who supports us and who's our friend and loves us, and we love them back. Like RJ the Brooklyn Savage. We do a show called Friendly Neighborhood Marks, which is usually every other Thursday. I'm not sure if we're doing one tomorrow, but we'll see. Me and Ruben Prime do Culture Attack. We just did an episode recently, the first time in months. We talked about some movies I saw, and we talked about some real world stuff, some personal stuff. So,
I thought you were talking about the MTV show. I'm like, damn, they still have that show.
We talked about the real world as well. No, not that real world, but just like real world stuff that's been going on, and that's been affecting us, and But we it's usually not a wrestling show. It's more of a entertainment and just a show about shit that's going on in the world. And I believe Ruben is doing he just put on an episode of his podcast, the Ruben Prime podcast. So look out for that. That's more of a less of an entertainment show and more of a just talking about shit, like real shit. So look out for that. And of course, Jeff Littman with the 83 podcast that he has, the Garden of Thoughts, which that's more of a where he talks about, I guess, like conspiracy theories or any weird shit that you're into. Jeff has it. He also does a show with Lufisto where they review LFG and for the Wrestling Soup Network and a few other shows. And also occasionally he'll do a show on here where we do the NXT pay-per-views. So we have one coming up for Halloween Havoc. So look out for that. And of course, thank you to Mish who made this all happen by putting us on the network. And shouts to all of our friends. But Justin, what about Spinebuster Tees?
Yes, of course, Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Be more welcome to go on there, find yourself a t-shirt, get it shipped out to you. It takes about a week and a half for you to get it shipped out. You can also follow me on Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as of this recording, I'm at close to 2,300 followers.
Yikes.
On Instagram.
Well, yikes is a good thing. So.
No, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
Well, no, you said 20,000. I went. You said 20,000, right?
No, 23. I might have said 20,000 on accident. 2,300, 2,300.
That's still impressive. But I know I was saying yee, but a good yee.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, appreciate that. 2,300 on Instagram. So follow me. See what everything's going on in the shop. I have a lot of items, which is at Spinebuster Tees, my physical location at Wonderland of the Americas, a.k.a. Crossroads Mall. Got a lot of items in there for you, including, obviously, T-shirts, action figures, lucha masks, trading cards, wrestling title belts, Funko Pops, a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to get some new items, too, coming in, hopefully, maybe next week, cross my fingers. Gonna start selling some tumblers. People love the tumblers, apparently.
Nice.
So, some custom-made tumblers. WWE, they sell them for fucking $35 of just the WWE logo. Why? I at least want to sell mine for $25, and you get, a very cool logo one of maybe of Cody Rhodes or Rhea Ripley or whoever. So. But yeah, anyway, that's Spinebuster Tees at Wonderland of the Americas, Spinebuster Tees on Instagram, and SpinebusterTees.com.
Spurs, I just kind of wanted to put it out there. They just beat the Heat in a preseason game. So NBA season is coming back. Julian Shantag. Preseason. I don't know. I just thought it was.
It doesn't matter for we didn't even have. There was no Fox, there was no Castle, there was no Harper, there was no Sohan. I can care less. Like, I mean tonight. I think right now. I think the Blazers is being on the Warriors right now by like 20 points, something like that. I mean, like that. It doesn't matter. It's preseason. They don't even play. You don't even play your
right
half your. If you're a veteran, if you're like a LeBron or a Curry or, even at this point, get into like a Jokic and your top guys don't even play the full game, let alone even like after the first quarter. So
again,
it's really just to get the young guys in there, the rookies. And and just seeing how rotations are, and really just for coaches to experiment with lineup and plays and things of that nature. So,
right, again, it's I'll watch the clips obviously just to see how the young guys are doing. But I thought Luke Cornett looked good in his first game. I thought he looked pretty good. Him and I want to see him and Vic run the front court. I don't like Harrison Barnes as power forward. I don't really care for it. Nothing against Harrison Barnes as a player. I think he's a solid player, but it's weird because he's younger than us. He's 32. I thought he'd be like older or at least our age.
No. Well, why would you think that?
I just feel like he's been in the league for a while, and he has. But like,
He's
I
only
thought,
been in the league for what? He's been in the league for like what? 12 years.
yeah, like, I mean, 12 years was a long time.
We graduated in 2007, man. It's been almost 20 years since we graduated. Of course, we're a little bit older than him.
No, I just figured he'd be maybe our age at least, but no, he's younger than us. So I don't know. Again, but anywho, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna edit,
All right.
and yeah, man, take care and be safe.
Peace out.
Oops.